Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is lovely to see you today. In this video I'm going to be talking a little bit about sewing projects I would love to tackle. So if you've been following my little journey here on YouTube for a while, you'll know that back in March I started learning to sew. I was teaching myself with a lot of help from my best friend Louise, and I was really enjoying it. I made 2 skirts myself. They're not perfect, but they're not going to be ever. You know, I'm learning, so I'm really enjoying that, and I'm enjoying putting those things together. But then, you know, this pandemic happened. I couldn't get out to get supplies or patterns and fabrics, and it was just very, very difficult to get things together, as well as just things happening in the world that kind of pulled me down into this kind of verging on a depressive flare, and so I lost my motivation. And then we started moving house, and my house is just a mess of things being packed and moved about, and it's a little bit crazy around here at the moment. So I've put a little pin in so I've put a pin in that. I'm gonna pick that back up when we've moved and we're settled in. It just makes more sense to wait. So I thought today we would just have a sit down and a little chit chat about things that I'm hoping to sew in the future and the way that I want my wardrobe to go as we move forwards. In the channel for a while. Hello. So as you all know, I struggle with chronic fatigue. I have a lot of problems with pain, and so I struggle a lot with a lot of vintage clothing, style clothing, because they're quite tight fitted. By this I mean like high-waisted circle skirts and things like that that kind of hug around my lower ribs where my pain is extremely bad, as well as like belts and things like that that make it very difficult for me to sit comfortably. I am mainly housebound. I spend most of my time in my living room just kind of on my own, and so I don't see people all that often. And what this means is that the thought of wearing like 50s, 40s style a lot kind of lost its appeal to me, and was kind of why I wanted to start sewing, because I wanted to find clothes that were going to be more comfortable. And one of the main things that I thought, oh, that looks comfortable, would be kind of Viking style clothing, especially in the winter, and medieval style clothing. So these things were not very tight on the body. From what I can tell, they are very loose fitted, very simple fabrics that mean they're not going to irritate my skin very much. And I can make these sorts of clothing very easily. I only need like a pattern and I'm away. I can make it in loads of different colours and styles, and you know, I just need to get going on that. And these are things that I don't have to wait till far in the future to be able to make. They're things that I can probably make in a few months, if not a year's time. And it won't be extremely difficult for me to do. They're very simple lines, very simple, comfortable fabrics. That's what I really want to be able to wear on a daily basis. They seem very comfortable, and I love that. I love that because, yeah, I have a lot of pain. Like right now, I have on like a belt and elasticated waist, and it presses on my lower ribs and causes a lot of pain. So I think that would work very much from a day-to-day basis. It would be a lot like wearing a nightgown. But also, what the thing is that I'm not somebody who's into wearing like the total vintage look. I have short hair. I kind of put modern pieces together with older pieces. I mix and match a lot. I get a lot of my clothes by thrifting and going to charity shops and things like that. I don't buy a lot of things new, And because of this, it means that I can play around a lot more with different styles and create things to look my way. This is called history bounding, and it's what I love. I love doing this. This is what got me into it. I do have a couple of pieces that are true vintage, and I can do a video just showing you my true vintage pieces. If that is something that you were interested in, definitely let me know down in the comments. But yeah, most of the time I don't wear true vintage. Like this is from Peacocks, which is like a British high street shop, and the skirt is from, I think they're called Sheen, something like that, which is like an online shop. That's kind of my price range. I don't have a lot of like spare money to be spending on clothes, and so I kind of like to get things cheap, second hand. But if I can make things that are going to fit with my pain levels, that are going to be more ethically done, that's going to be everything. The second thing that I really want to try making is nurses' outfits from different periods. Programs like Call the Midwife definitely inspired this. I think that would be amazing to have different style uniforms made that I can like dress up in. I was a nurse before I became sick, and so the history of medicine has always really interested me, and I would definitely love to look into how the nurse's outfit changed over the years and to maybe make those outfits. I think that would be so fun, and something that was definitely way down the line, but something that would be a great little project to do. So I'm hoping to bring that to the channel in the future. That is something I'm incredibly interested in. I would love to recreate old nurses' outfits, raise attention to the work of nurses, because they do the Lord's work. They're in there with the vomit and the blood, and they often get overlooked and not appreciated how they should be. And so I would love to do that. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. Subscribe! The next thing I'm really into is like 1960s style shirt dresses. You know, with the bright white collars and cuffs, and then the mad crazy patterns. I've always been really into that kind of thing from the 60s and the 70s. Just the kind of the mad patterns that they had, and that I used to have things that were from like the 70s and the 60s, like true vintage, and I would love to find pieces again that are true vintage from those times, because honestly, some of those patterns were just incredible, weren't they? I look at those old images and I'm just blown away by them. I would love to recreate some of those sorts of styles. I think they're so fun, especially for the summer, or even for like a drab winter day. Imagine putting on this bright mad pattern and just being like, hell yeah, let's get on with the day. It would just cheer you up. I love things like that. So that is something that's definitely on my checky list to do in the future. I do realise that shirt dresses are quite difficult to make, just because of lining up buttons and things like that. So I'm definitely going to try making skirts with buttons before I attempt dresses. I don't know why I have this thing in my head that dresses are harder than skirts, because I think they're probably much of a muchness really, but in my head they're really difficult. Very. And lastly, I would love to make fandom inspired outfits. Now, I have done this before. I did a Captain America style outfit that I made up with Lindy Bop items that I owned, and I've also done a Mad Hatter kind of outfit. But I would love to make an actual dress inspired by those characters. I think that would be so cool to make, like a Captain America dress. And I know it's been done a million times, but to do my own spin on it. I don't know, a Wonder Woman style dress, that kind of thing, I think would be really fun to try. I would love to bring that fandom side of me back to the channel, because I do miss that so much. I am a big fangirl. Anybody who knows me knows that I love my characters and my TV shows so much. Way more than I probably should. So I think it would be really fun to have that play out and to really look into that. So I would really love to bring that to the channel. Hopefully I will find some pictures of me doing this and some pictures from Pinterest and places like that. It's a really fun way to bring your fandom into your fashion, and I think it would be really cool to like dress up like Captain America just on a normal day, because who doesn't want to do that? I mean, I know I want to do that, because who doesn't love a good fandom outfit? It's just the best. I really hope you enjoyed this little video. At the moment, things might be a bit all over the place. My uploads might not be quite as up to par as they usually are, you know. Things might be changing. My background will definitely be changing because we're moving house. So if you can bear with me, I would very much appreciate that. But if you want to be notified every single time I upload and not miss anything, don't forget to head down there and click that little subscribe button. I am creepy crawling my way up to 1,000 subscribers, and I am so excited, and I'm so grateful for everybody who has hit that subscribe button until now. But I do know that a lot of you are watching my videos and you are not yet subscribed. It would really help me so much if you just hit that button and rang that little bell, so you always know when I upload, so you're part of the family. I would love that, and I'm sure it would help you to always see my content. And while you're down there, why not make sure to leave me a comment if there's any particular fandom characters you would love to see me in future recreate in vintage fashion. If there's any kind of like cosplay kind of things that you think I could pull off, or if there's anything that you think I could do as a sewn project, don't forget to leave me a comment down below. I love chatting to all of you. I make notes every time you leave me ideas. I always make sure I do those ideas at some point. So I would love to see you come and join the family, and yeah, just leave me a comment. And lastly, while you're down there doing all the things, don't forget to hit that little like button so I know you enjoyed this video. I love talking about vintage fashion. I love picking out outfits and getting dressed up. It gives me so much joy, and I love bringing that to the channel. So yeah, definitely make sure you hit that like button. I try my best to be here every week, twice a week. Things might be a bit up and down at the moment while we move, but I always do my very, very best to be here. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button, stick around. I've put together a playlist for you to watch so you can see some other content by me. So stick around, get watching, stay safe, have a lovely, lovely week, and I will see you next time. Bye. Mwah.